You won't believe what might be happening with the Ravens right now. One of the NFL's top defensive stars, Jaire Alexander, could be on his way to Baltimore, and this could completely change the team's game. Imagine that. The exact piece everyone's been waiting for, showing up just at the perfect time to help plug those holes in the defense and finally make a serious Super Bowl run. But is it really going to happen? The clock's ticking, and decisions have to come fast. If the Ravens want to take that final step toward a championship, this might be the shot they can't afford to miss. Stick around till the end, and I'll break down everything you need to know about this potential blockbuster signing. Let's go Ravens. Have you noticed how the Ravens have been struggling to stop those long passes lately? It's like every game there's someone breaking free, catching the ball, and running down the field with no one around. That's the kind of thing that makes any fan's heart race, because those plays can flip the entire game in an instant. And it's not just a feeling. In 2024, the Ravens gave up more passing yards per game than every team except the Jaguars. You just can't win a championship playing like that. When your defense is giving up so much space, the opposing offense feels free to exploit every weakness. And in a league as competitive as the NFL, one mistake can cost you everything. What's worse is how this struggles shake everyone's confidence. Fans get tense, players start doubting themselves, and coaches scramble to find answers. It's not just about stats. It's about the identity and pride of wearing the Ravens uniform. That's why a lot of people are saying it might be time to bring in someone who can bring real security back there. And that's exactly where Jaire Alexander's name keeps popping up as a possible game changer. The kind of addition that could push the team one step closer to the Super Bowl. Jaire Alexander isn't just any player. Since being picked in the first round of the 2018 draft, he's shown speed and skill that few cornerbacks have. He's the kind of guy who can lock down the best receiver on the other team and stop those game-changing plays everyone fears. For a Ravens defense that's been exposed in the secondary, adding him could be like hitting the jackpot. Even though he's a top talent, Alexander was surprisingly cut by the Packers recently. That might shock some fans. But in the NFL, teams often have to make tough choices because of salary caps and roster adjustments. Getting released doesn't mean he lost his edge or potential. For the Ravens, it could be a golden chance to pick up a star who still has plenty to give. Another big plus? His experience. Alexander's faced elite quarterbacks, played under pressure, and knows exactly how to position himself on defense. That know-how isn't just for him. It's a valuable resource for younger players still finding their footing. Having a vet like him can boost the whole team's confidence, and in tight games, that can make all the difference. Plus, Jaire's style fits what the Ravens need right now. Bringing him in could reshape the defense, making it more flexible and harder to attack. This flexibility might even allow Marlon Humphrey to play where he's most effective, while finally shutting down that weak spot that's been hurting the Ravens' defense. The Ravens do have some promising young players in the secondary, guys like Nate Wiggins trying to prove themselves, but they're still pretty green when it comes to handling the pressure of big moments. Youth brings energy, sure, but sometimes you just need that quick game sense and savvy that only time and reps can teach. They also have a few veterans who have been around the league, but mostly as backups or role players, never quite locking down starting spots. So the defense ends up in this weird spot. Plenty of heart, but missing that solid chemistry and confidence that comes when talent and experience click together. This is exactly where a player like Jaire Alexander can make a difference. He doesn't have to be the unquestioned starter right away, but his presence alone raises the bar. He can compete for snaps with vets like Chidobe Awuzie and, more importantly, mentor the younger guys, showing them how to read plays, stay calm, and position themselves right. With this mix of youth and experience, the Ravens might just find a formula to turn a vulnerable secondary into a brick wall that's tough to crack.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Marlon Humphrey is one of the Ravens' top defenders, but lately he's been playing a position that's not really his favorite, the slot, which is more central in the secondary. Humphrey is a complete player, no doubt, but he shines brightest when he's playing outside, covering the opponent's top receiver head-on. If the Ravens manage to sign Jaire Alexander, they could move Humphrey back to the slot, where he feels more comfortable and confident to make the plays we all know he can. That would leave Alexander to cover the outside, taking on those direct matchups, and young Nate Wiggins could line up on the other side, forming a tough trio for any offense to break. This setup adds versatility and strength to the secondary, letting the team better adapt to the various offensive styles they'll face. Practically, this could mean fewer yards given up, fewer big plays allowed, and more chances for the defense to shut down opponents when it matters most. It's these tactical moves that could turn the Ravens' defense into a nightmare for anyone trying to attack through the air. Here's a cool fact. Jaire Alexander and Lamar Jackson actually go way back. They faced off and even trained near each other in college, at universities not far apart. So, when Alexander arrives in Baltimore, he won't be stepping into a totally foreign environment. He already knows Lamar's style, how he thinks, and some of his moves. That familiarity can make a huge difference in how quickly Alexander adapts to the Ravens' defensive system. This connection makes communication on the field much smoother, which is key for a defense that needs to be tight and ready to adjust on the fly. A cornerback who understands a quarterback's style can anticipate plays better, cover receivers more effectively, and avoid those costly mistakes. Plus, that off-field chemistry matters too. When players build a good vibe off the field, the whole team plays better together. Alexander coming in with a good relationship already in place with Lamar, and by extension, the rest of the team, can speed up the bonding process, making the defense more solid and confident. This kind of synergy is exactly what could turn the Ravens' defense into a nearly impenetrable wall. And that unity might just be what pushes the team over the edge on their path to the Super Bowl. Now that you've seen how signing Jaire Alexander could be the missing piece the Ravens need to lock down their defense and make a serious run at the Super Bowl, here's the big question. Do you really think he's going to put on that Baltimore jersey and make a difference? This decision could be the turning point of the season, and only time will tell if the Ravens seize this opportunity. But one thing's for sure, having a player of Alexander's caliber could completely change the way.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.